All right, just a quick video. This channel might be dead. I don't even know if anybody gets it though. Last week was a bad week. So right now I'm really venting as a chef right now. So I'm chef venting. Yeah, this is me venting. And I'm gonna start off with saying last week I had five cooks that quit. 3 of them for the heat. The kitchen was so hot that they couldn't take it and they quit. I mean, they told me. One of the guys told me, I spoke to him because last week I try to speak to everybody in the kitchen, see how everybody's thoughts was. I spoke to this one cook and he told me he's not gonna be here this summer because it's gonna be too hot. 2 days later, he got into argument with one of the servers. He said he's not coming back. This is like before the restaurant closed. I wasn't here at that time. And yeah, he didn't show up. He texted me letting me know he was not coming. And then the next day, another one quit. Family issues. They had a family member that used to work here a month ago. I was surprised he stayed here the month because I had a feeling he was going to quit. But I think with that person quitting, it kind of made him be like, okay, whatever pressure he was getting from the family member to go with them, it just sunk in now, like, oh, this is the best time to do it now. That person quit, let me quit too. Then the third person that quit, they were actually sick. And they didn't quit, they did, but I already knew they were gonna quit because it was one of those things that he was not performing very well. So he was getting a little pressure from management, from me and one of the other chefs, and he said he couldn't do a lot of the stuff that we were asking him to do, but he was brought in to do that stuff and out of nowhere. So I had 2 weeks, like I had a 2-week situation with him, and I guess he felt the pressure. And this was again another situation. He was sick, he came in, it was too hot, he asked to go home because he didn't feel well. I'm like, if you're sick, he's like, yeah, I have a fever. And he did look, I'm like, okay, that's why you look the way you look, it's fine, you go home. But after the other 2 people quit, I'm like, he's gonna quit too, because he's already feeling the pressure from us to, he's not performing. So this is gonna be basically his excuse to quit. And I took him off the schedule. The next day he quit because I already knew before, like I took him off the schedule for the next week. So nobody knew I was gonna post it without him on there. He texted me, letting me know that he can't come, thank me for everything, boom, boom, boom. Said this, that, he didn't feel good, families. I'm like, no problem. I already knew he was gonna quit, it's fine. And the last but not least was my part-time person. He came in, he's only been working three weeks. He came in on a Friday, super busy, hot. Again, like I said, it's a hot kitchen. It's a very hot kitchen, I'm not gonna lie. It really is like a sauna, which I am now working on fixing that. I actually tried to work on that before all this started to happen, but the heat just snuck up on me a lot quicker. Like this week, last week I was in the roof cleaning. Before all this happened, I was in the roof trying to figure out what was the problem with the outtake air. I was able to clean one of the filters and there was it helped a lot, but it's still a hot kitchen. I thought that was gonna help. I thought that was a problem, but nah, it's just a really hot kitchen. So that's kind of what it is. I mean, I've spoken about it now, so we are going to look into possibly getting air conditioning or something to cool down the kitchen, because we are in the middle. We are going to be doing some renovations, so it's one of those things that we're going to look and see the cost of it, because it is a very hot kitchen. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it and say that they got to man up and suck it up. And it's a hot kitchen. It is. I work in the line. I mean, just because I can take it, I know not everybody can take it. So I'm just being fair. I take it, but I don't like it. Don't get me wrong. I could take the heat, but taking the heat and liking it is 2 different things, right? I just accept that it's a kitchen and it's hot. So that was my week last week. Going into the last person, the part-time guy, he ended up, in a sense, walking out, but he actually went straight to the hospital. So I thought he had quit. He was like, basically I thought he was like, I'm not working here no more. He texted me the next day. Actually, the same day he sent me pictures that he was in the hospital. The next day he showed me doctor's note and all this stuff. I thought he had quit, but he didn't quit. He just said he couldn't come in that weekend. So he's actually didn't quit. He come back. I spoke to him today, and I'm like, I'm glad, because he's only been here 3 weeks. He's good, and I didn't want it to be like, this guy has some medical problems and now he can't work here because of the heat. And that's what happened. He said he was a little dehydrated, and he had a couple others, something that was made worse by the heat. So he's taking care of it. He'll be here this week. There's a lot of issues in the kitchen. There is. The system is not my system. We kind of went into a thing to try to let the system work before the renovations are done, and we actually have a proper kitchen the way that a professional kitchen should be. Right now, the kitchen is not set up for the menu that we have. This is before I got here. And usually when I go into a place, I'll change the menu. I'll make everything mine in a sense, and then the people, I train them my way. We kind of in a different situation. I've been asked to not really rock the boat and kind of let the system run its own course until everything is done properly, and then I can start over. But not only does it put me in an interesting situation, because it's not my kitchen, it's not my menu, it's not my food, and I get it. You go to work in corporate places, it's not your food, it's that, and you're just managing people. But I just manage people in a different way. And so corporate thing, I just follow whatever corporate, the way they want me to manage people. This is not. So this is a private restaurant. So I usually have a system for going in. You basically have to set the standard in the beginning. I was not able to do that in the beginning because the first 3 months I almost didn't even stay here because I was not even able to make any changes at all. I was with a person that didn't let me make any changes. That person is not here anymore. But I felt like I lost my opportunity because I was there so long, not being able to do much, that now he's put me in a weird situation. And maybe I'm just using that as an excuse, and I just got to get over it. And now I do. And basically I have to get over it now, and I'm just going to have to get a little bit out of my comfort zone and do things. I've been out of my comfort zone the whole time because I have not been able to do things the way I'm very comfortable in setting up precedents. So basically the issues that I'm going to be solving is really nothing to do with food. It's going to be managing my cooks and a couple of systems that are broken from the front of the house that are affecting the back of the house. There's definitely some systems in the back of the house that are not right, but it's a lot of things that need to get fixed. I don't think I could ride this wave the way things are going and be happy. This is not happy. I don't want to be going through this right now in my career. Like I've always squashed this in the beginning, and I thought I was I was speaking to my family members saying this is totally different, but you know what? Just because I'm used to doing things one way doesn't mean doing it a different way is not going to work. Yeah, it's not working. It's not working. If any chefs watching it, people that work in the kitchen, leave your comments below. Subscribe if you haven't. Look, if anybody starts subscribing off of this video, I'm going to start reviving this channel and really getting into it. If this is the kind of content, this is the truth. This is it. I try to do other stuff. This is being a chef right here. This is a bad week. I've had worse, don't get me wrong, but right now I was not hoping for this in this time in my career. It is what it is. Subscribe if you haven't. Peace.